Bellew of the week, 465, leading us in. It's only one thing here. There's been a big fight this week going on in the streets, on the cobbles, leather jackets and tracksuit bottoms coming off for all to see. The Eritrean Emperor versus Porky. The brawl is on. If you haven't seen it, here we are in all its glory.
Roll to end the ball.
Come here, get your son around here. You fucking shut your mouth up, man. Yes, sir. Get your son around here, let's get after this. Get your coat off, get around here. Forget the fucking this. Get your son around here. Chill out. Come on, chill out. Let's do the ring. I'll get out here. Go around here. Get your coat off. I'll give him the ring. I'm not arguing. Fucking crackers, man. Leave it. Let's do it in a ring. Yeah, like you shut your mouth off. Are you now? Come on, we've driven an hour. What do you mean can't do it? Fucking weirdo, mate.
See him gone.
I wish Ozzy was here for this. Where the fuck is Ozzy?
Coogan, the peacemaker. Be safe.
Jesus Christ.
Internet beef going on.
It's bad, that though. It's bad. I mean, he's driven an hour, poor Porky, and he's not getting any action. See that? He goes back and puts his chocolate orange in the freezer. Feeds the dog 2 cheesecakes. You're bastard of a shit in himself.
You'd have some Bellew of the week if we could go into that. There you go. Yeah.
Fuck. WhatsApp has been absolutely fluent this week. Jesus, fuck.
Good old Porky. Well, we've got quite a few, so we might as well fly through them. Starting off with Ted Barrett, who has, there's a good one from you, Andy. Danny Cassius Connor said, Porky's a troll, once told me he hoped I caught cancer because I was selling AJ tickets £10 above asking price. Man's an arsehole. Then you said, that's out of order. Should have been face value.
It's true. I hate these touts, man. See, I was trying to get a ticket for the UEFA Cup final back in 08. The cunts were trying to get me for £400. I was like, wait, fuck yourself, man. Fucking face value, robbing cunts. I can't be damn it.
Ted Barrett nominating that one. Fight City put up earlier. There was a great fight in Manchester, England last night. They must have got their information off this guy, the recovering man.
Oh, mate.
Lazarus rising from the dead. Manchester, England, Diamante there, Andy.
The bionic man, still same injections. It says it's grown arms, legs a wee bit, this, isn't it? There was a guy during the week saying something to do with some downloading the data, shall we say, but he was like, Donna, you'll be able to answer this question. Is there a database in New York that you can download information as to patients being admitted to hospital and you can actually find out, the details of what their injuries were, that type of thing?
No, of course not. No. That's all private information. That's the
someone got tweeted during the week there. It was quite wild. Who was it? I can't mind, honestly.
Adam Matson, I think. Holt put it in the Patreon, yeah.
So I don't know how true it was then, because it didn't give you the person's name for obvious reasons, but this Highgard Plother says shows the medical bill with Diamante. Just turn up. But yeah, look, we mentioned it last week. It sounded like he was like at death's door and need to learn how to walk again. Fuck me, man. He's walking about there like fucking a soldier on a fucking march. He's looking good.
Next, I thought I'd see him. He'd be in a wheelchair like this guy, Andy.
Oh, mate, get it played. Please tell me you can play that.
I couldn't cut it. It was one of them ones that wouldn't let me cut it. What were you going to say there, Don?
I was gonna say. I believe it's the Gospel of Luke. Go out and tell the people what you have seen. He has made the lame walk. He has made the blind see.
He has made the blind see. He has made the blind see. He has made Broner walk. He's in the wheelchair. No, I couldn't get it cut. Andy. He just kept on failing, man. What was he doing?
I believe he was in a hotel for the weekend and he's got absolutely blathered. And hotel policy, I believe, is not he doesn't get to walk up to his room, so they put him in a wheelchair. So this is him in the lift up to wherever his room is, whatever hotel chain it's in. But AB all about back to business, back to boxing, all about boxing. It's all about being fucking pished by looks at it as well, to be honest.
Was that paid for by the Mrs. Thompson wheelchair fund?
Aye. In memory, I believe, Donny. But it's here's Ozzy actually. Bring Ozzy back in, mate, for that first one.
Ozzy's back with a bang. Which one were we bringing him in for? The Diamante one, Andy? Was it?
The Diamante one. Bring it back in.
Rising like Lazarus from the dead, Ozzy. You're back like Diamante.
Mate, this guy is a fucking fraudster. That's what he is. I mean, 2 months ago, he basically couldn't walk, couldn't move his arms, couldn't use a knife and fork, couldn't pretty much do anything. 2 months later, he's walking into a fucking ring, airports, doing everything. It's like, hang on, what is going on here? That is some recovery. Basically a temporary paralysis. And now, things have started to unearth, and the power of Twitter does that now. And, is there even a record, I think it was, of this motorcycle accident? But I think the case is why the fuck would you make it up? If he's got personal issues, which is, that can be anything. And, in this day and age, no one really cares about, not no one cares, but, if you go off with, like stress or, mental health problems, you're not going to get insulted for it. It happens. And no one would care if, David Diamante took an extended, time of leave. So I just find it odd, really odd, that it's apparently made up, and they've gone to the extent of, like he did an interview with, I think it was that Chris Mannix saying, he was in so much pain and he was nowhere near walking at that point. That was about 7 or 8
Sound like me this morning there.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's back up. Dylan White here.
And
Up
now,
it
and now you've got him, like I said, back to normal, no problems, no limp, no nothing. So
It was made to sound
think
like he was. It was made to sound that it was like Tom Cruise and Born on the 4th of July, wasn't it? He was like crawling about in a fucking wheelchair. That's how bad.
Oh
it was.
yeah, massively. And well, when they said he was coming back, I fully expected him to be in a wheelchair whilst doing it, because I thought,
Like a
oh well,
stick
fair
or
enough.
something.
Not the same. I could just see Eddie having to put a ramp up round about his fucking house for him.
Less
seriously,
mobile than Buffer.
Seriously though, but I thought he was genuinely going to do that. I thought, all right, it's great, he's coming back. Is he going to be in a chair, or is he going to, have, like Steve said, like a walking stick, because he's going to be struggling, but
Spinal.
he's making a recovery.
He's not even limping, Ozzy.
That's what I mean. There's nothing wrong with him. There's no scars. There's no nothing. Absolutely, it's odd. Really, really odd. I mean, like I said, he's a fraudster.
Like Ringwalk John. Remember Ringwalk John, Andy?
No, who was that?
He wasn't he the one a few months ago, and he done all the faking, didn't he? Didn't he say he had cancer or something? He was like a podcaster.
Oh, what's that prick? What's his fucking
Was
name?
it John something or Jonathan something? I think called
Jonathan. It was something like that. And then he
Chat
said
will
that-
remember. I think it was Ringside John or Ringwalk
was-
John or something.
What's his fucking name?
Someone in the chat will know. I can't.
Give me his
remember.
surname. His name I'm not in there, actually. That fucking weirdo. Making up fucking stories about cancer, people paying him money. Oh, weirdo.
Boxing brings them all out, doesn't it, man? Boxing
It
brings
does,
them all
I
out.
remember that now. I remember that. It wasn't too long ago. That was it?
I
About
know,
a couple of years ago or something. Yeah, I remember that.
The guy man L.
I was like, was it Leah? Leah, something like that. Leah or Leith or
Jonathan
Leach?
Leach.
I don't know. Anyway,
I
move on.
just want Diamante when he gets interviewed next to be like, yo, I broke my back.
Spinal.
What was his name, mate? What was his name on
I don't
Twitter?
even
Ringside
know what
John.
the injury was. It was like spinal,
You broke your back, Mike. Anyway, moving on. The Showtime card. Not quite sure what was going on here, but Vernon Brown turned up dressed like a Power Ranger and proceeded to get beaten up for 10 minutes. What the hell's that?
Road less travelled. Fucking hell. No wonder looking like that, man. They couldn't be fucking wanting to fucking lock you up looking like that.
Taking COVID seriously.
Fucking hell. I bet that's a new face fucking nappies that we get fucking issued with in a couple of years' time.
Oh dear. Next one here. William McNamara has nominated Seconds Out Fight Store. Carl Froch would be a much better pundit if he came out of his shell a bit. Maybe give viewers an insight into his own career from time to time.
He was on one last night, wasn't he? He was having shots at Bellew. He was like, that's going to be tough when you get knocked out. Like, I've never been knocked out like Tony. Tony's been knocked out in his last fight, but I've never been knocked out.
They're actually mates, believe it or not, actually.
Really, yeah.
See that he knocked out fucking Booty, actually. Bellew was at ringside like fucking top cheerleader. He was like up in the chairs and everything, jumping about like a maniac.
That wouldn't be like Tony. He's
No,
normally
not
so
at all,
low key at events and all that.
You can't see him, mate.
Hi, Tony. On the
Got
zone.
that bomber jacket last night though. Well, looking trendy as fuck.
Hey.
Tony the bomber jacket, Bellew.
He'll be on the zone looking at fights like Josh Warrington against Martinez, the wrong Martinez. though.
Whoever
This
this
is
Martinez is, yeah, I spotted this last night live, actually. Fucking
fresh
hell.
from his beating by Chocolatito. He's going in with Warrington in a few weeks' time.
Fucking hell, man. Some warrior, that dude. Is
You
like
had one job.
He's like the Michael Bisping of boxing, eh? He's fucking
The
getting knocked
Photoshop
out
guy
one
is
week.
having a fucking blinder there, isn't he? He's put Martinez in and he's fixed Josh Warrington's hair up as well from the press conference. he's done really well.
Gave him a haircut, aye.
He should have put Diamante dreadlocks on Warrington, shouldn't he, for the banter? Oh, dear me. Arthur Dane, that's Brian King, always good for 1 or 2 or 7. He's nominated Carl Frampton. Love listening to Tony Bellew's punditry. Straight talking and articulate, says Frampton, talking about the bomber.
This will be Tony that sits with his fucking his pre-fight pick, and even if it comes up wrong, he's still arguing that he was right in the end.
He certainly will do. He's on the zone, though, like this fella.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn. Fury knows how much bigger he'd be if I was promoting him.
fucking grifter on this guy. Holy shit.
He needs to get on the zone ASAP.
There's no fights for you otherwise.
No
mate.
fights
There's
for him. No fights for anyone else.
What
Fuck
the
off.
fuck?
He'd say anything, wouldn't he? Fucking hell. Evening, Ed.
Even then, Edward.
Good night, by the way, last night. Credit where credit's due. Good main event for Ed last night. We can't take it away from him. This we will take away from him like a motherfucker. No, he's not fucking having that one.
Oh, no chance.
Oh, he's always good for the banter. We've showed this one before, and I'm afraid to put it on the screens again. Sorry though, guys, but the Tyson Fury eyebrow tattoo. I mean, we've seen some tattoos on here before, man. But what on earth would possess you to get that done?
Look at that front tooth there, man. That would chew an apple through a letterbox, that one, wouldn't it?
I mean, no, I'm sorry,
Tell
but
us about the
what is going
tattoos.
through his mind?
Not a lot, I'd say, Ozzy.
Is that
Well,
St.
yeah.
Tyson Farage up there, actually? Is it? That wire looks funny at the end there, doesn't it? It's got that wee
I mean,
kinda-
what is he doing? What is this, a bet? Is he just decided to do it? I mean, fuck me. It's certainly an icebreaker, isn't it? Imagine him thinking more widely. Rocks up at a job interview. And he's got fucking Tyson Fury above each eyebrow.
Don't think he's going to be
What
rocking
is
up
the
for a
guy
job
playing
interview,
at?
was, to be honest with you. I'm going to read between the lines here.
Well, yeah, true, yeah.
That looks
I'm,
like
I'm a believer in. There's no fucking second chances having that emblazoned over each eye, though, is it?
Well,
Fuck
I'm telling
me.
you, like he's got that scaly, scabby, fucking looking skin there on about his nose. So I'm suggesting that guy's a fucking meth cooker, possibly.
He left us a
Could be.
super chat
Yeah.
earlier.
Oh, did he?
No.
You might want to
Absolutely.
buy his next crystal.
But yeah, fucking hell, like, what is he playing at? This is what I mean. Like, I don't understand it. I cannot. You cannot give me a good enough reason as to why you would want Tyson and Fury above each eyebrow. It's just bizarre. What a fucking idiot.
Is this what boxing's coming to, Ozzy?
Oh well, yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, and we're gonna get onto somebody else who makes this guy look sane. Is fair to say the least.
I mean, a tattoo's not what he needs. It's a fucking moisturizer's what he needs. That's what he fucking needs, man.
Poor fella. Poor
Fucking-
fella. A solid nomination. I think it's good to say. Anyway, here's Isaac Warrior Low being nominated by Luke Brown. Wow Hydrate saying their wow packs are now live on the website. Isaac got in with a bit of promotion and said, check out the offices by Wow Hydrate. Not sure if anyone's going to the offices or not.
He's at it now. He's got to be fucking at it.
Wow Hydrate getting the main man on board there. Here's one from you, Andy. Shakur Stevenson says he beat Canelo and Mayweather, talking to Marcos Villegas. I didn't see this in all its glory, Andy.
Yeah, I watched it last night, mate, but I ended up getting a bit kind of ruined and went to my bed and fucking forgot about the content of it all. But he says if he was the same size roughly, then he would outbox Mayweather and Canelo roughly along the lines at least. So I'll tell you what, if he doesn't fucking beat Valdez handily next week, he's gonna have to fucking walk a few comments back.
He will do on this particularly. Nomination from Tezza has nominated Kieran Jenkins. Jenkins says, Otto Wallin, hey, my friend, it's your friend from Cardiff. I hope you get the Joshua fight. Deserve all the success you get, my friend. You have a lot of time for your followers and personally thought the Fury fight should have been stopped as you caved his face in. Hashtag Otto. And then a nice little photo of the two of them. There's the boys
It's the same
together
hairdo as me.
Kieran Jenkins.
Same jacket as me, Wally has as well, by the way.
There you go.
That's a bomber jacket, actually. Tony's got one of them. Anthony, sorry. Anthony.
On the streets. Arthur Dane has nominated Anthony Joshua with his regular slot. He said, I wanted to be a slicker boxer. Boxing 1.0.1.
No.
Hit and don't get hit. I was told if I love fighting and want to go on 4 years, try not to get hit a lot. A loss or a beating shouldn't get you scared of boxing. It made me work on my weakness. Hard to explain, but make of it what you can. Well, we're trying to, Anthony.
Actually, it's hard to understand what you're trying to say as well, to be honest with you. So, fucking hell.
Eddie's given up on him, has he? He's trying to. He hasn't fucking tried to stop him talking for the last couple of months. He's just letting him go fucking roam free, isn't he? He's just like, oh, fuck it, I can't be bothered anymore, mate. Go ahead. do your thing. Big meat.
The thing is, Tay, right? He wanted to be a slicker boxer. Look, he said before the fight he was 100%. There was nothing wrong. He was absolutely in tip-top shape. But he decided he wanted to fucking box, a fucking pure boxer, and I wanted to be a slicker boxer.
Just shit patter that is. Give it up. You got beaten by a better fighter. It didn't look like a slick boxer on the fucking night even. What was that like? It didn't look like slick boxing.
What are we into? 6, 7, 8 months for the fight?
6 months away, because there was a big event that day as well that happened. I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, my wedding. So 6 months. It was 6 months ago.
And you came on with us?
Yeah, I did.
Briefly until we got pulled back into the fucking chamber.
You want to see my missus's face the next day when I fucking told her that. She was like, "Did you really go on the podcast?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "On the fucking wedding day." I was like, "Yeah." I only went on like for a few minutes. Didn't go crazy.
What a man. Yeah, AJ, more like AI. It's like bots writing his comments now. He's completely lost the plot as old AJ. Sky Sports breaking: the controversial scoring of Josh Taylor's win against Jack Catchell has been referred to the police by the Speaker of the House of Commons. Franny has nominated this one. The police are getting involved in the scoring now. Who knows what they'll find? Good luck to them.
They start to get involved in boxing. Who knows what they might turn up?
Big boys.
The one thing I'd say on that is, it's ludicrous that it got reported to the police, but how much publicity came off the back of, Lindsay Hoyle getting involved, the big, high-profile MP. If all it does is put more eyes on the sport and it tries to, potentially weaves out any corruption or improves the way fights are scored, it can't be a bad thing, really, because, the high-profileness of this fight alone, in terms of the cards, has been absolutely massive. So it may, I'm not saying, down to the police. Bear in mind, he reported it to the Metropolitan Police and the fight took place in Scotland. So I don't know what the London's Met are going to do. But yeah, but if it can potentially, put more onus on it, then I think it could be for the good.
What cracks me up is like reported to the police. Like, what did you do? Hey, I'd like to report a robbery. Yeah.
What happened? 114, 111.
I was going to say, I'll ring 999 next time there's a bad scorecard. Have you seen Michael Alexander and Ian John Lewis's cards again? This is a robbery. What are you going to do about it?
But actually, though, I agree with you as in the sense that, I remember people were like losing their fucking minds when, at the first Groves and Frotch fight, and it made the rematch like so huge, and it was like must see TV.
You got lucky with that one, Eddie. It really made them, actually, believe it or not. Coogan came on the podcast and said that as such as well. He knows it.
Well, I'll never forget. I mean, actually, Maddie was so frustrated by the podcast that weekend, and he took like a couple of weeks off because like all these people were just calling up, just like basically saying the same thing. How fucking mad they were, and he's like, "All right, we get it," But I mean, it was true. I mean, people had a visceral reaction to it, and it set up one of the great rematches, probably in British boxing history. So, hopefully we'll get that rematch here, and they could do it at Wembley or something like that. That would be great.
Yep, get on it. Next one here. One person who won't be performing at Wembley anytime soon is this big fella. Oh dear.
Woo!
That's a Photoshop job, isn't it? Like,
It
must be,
not
dude.
Of
like
course
the
it
real.
is, man. Guys say he looks like he's been fucking
Looking good though.
He's looking good, but he looks like he's been taking some fucking Valium or something. Look, if that was true, it's like fucking hell.
The swelling never went down from the Canelo fight.
Broken
Woggle eye.
cheekbones.
Well, Ricky Hatton's really let himself go.
Just ready to tell you about the time he fought Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather out in Vegas.
Sandy Ryan has been nominated by friend of the pod, Ricky Lennon, for turning up for an interview on IFL.
Up the rat, up the rat, up the rat.
She was up for Conan last night, I heard.
Did she
Not
do the
fucking
interview
house
robbing one of them
breakers as well,
voices, you know, like
I'm looking forward to the fight.
Well, her name is Ryan, you know what I mean?
What was she planning with that? To be honest with you, what was
I don't know. Was
the
it
shtick
was it
behind
kind
that?
of a was it a bit of a hip hop drill thing? They love to wear the old ski masks, doesn't it? I highly doubt she's a fucking Republican sympathizer. It's a bit out of vogue now at this stage, isn't it? Although she would have had less 50% of the crowd behind her last night instead of 100% of them against her. Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, Sandy. We've already had that one from Ted Barrett. Worth looking at again, though, I suppose. And moving on, Ted sent in another one. Sparky Blue says, it's a good thing Lee Wood took it out the judges' hands to win. Needed the knockout, in my opinion, and delivered. Lee done what Conlan couldn't do in round 2 and finished the fight. Ryan Feeney disagrees. He says, wasn't even a knockout. Conlan seemed to have collapsed if you watch it over again. So he's denying the knockout there is Ryan Feeney. Maybe needs to go watch it again. Ted Barrett sending in that one.
Seraphina. You wouldn't catch Seraphina going on with that kind of shit.
No, so she'd be on Triller with old Sarah. Right, so we have a couple here. We're going to go for the football one, Andy. Should we risk the violence that we could provoke
for
a
it, mate.
YouTube with here? Should we go for it, yeah?
Let's go for it.
Right, Andy sent one here from Thailand in here. It's not necessarily boxing related, but it's quite an interesting finish all the same. If you don't see us on YouTube tomorrow morning, you'll know
We're
exactly
not
why.
celebrating this. We're showing this as an example of things that
This
can
is-
go wrong in
this is-
society. We're
this is
not
for
celebrating
educational
this in any
purposes
way.
only. For
Fair
educational
use.
purposes only, guys. Okay, so we need
Educate.
to
We
put
are trying
that.
to educate here. Don't do this at home, everybody. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Don't do this at home.
Stay safe. Hey, that's not a left hand. That's a left elbow.
That's a prime Mike Tyson follow through with the elbow, isn't it? Missing with the fist and hit him with the elbow. That one.
Oh shit balls! So allegedly he's a Muay Thai fighter, eh?
Game's gone
Yeah.
soft, straight red for that. Game's gone soft.
Exactly. I remember Kevin Keegan back in the day in the FA Cup final back in the 70s fucking getting knocked out with somebody with a right hand. I think it might have been against Leeds actually. He got up and just shook hands with the boy and got on with the fucking game. That's all that. That's soft ass shit that man fucking dropped him dead. What the fuck?
Just trying to shake his hand. Quite the elbow there. Yeah. I had another video as well before we played Porkies just to enjoy it. But Tundi, I can't remember who sent this one in. It might be Ricky Lennon as well, actually, sent this one in from Tundi. He needs to be on the Ministry of Silly Walks in Monty Python, given this workout he was doing with Anthony Yard during the week.
He's stepping in hot to this shit. Stepping in hot to this shit. What the fuck was that?
I thought it was some sort of Kelly was going on there actually at one point. What the fuck?
Anyone could be a trader, couldn't they? Not, on a totally unrelated note.
I could do that.
Anyone could be a fucking trader these days, man.
Fucking you-
You just have to have. Reminds me of that fucking. You know what boxing trainers remind me now of? You know that scene in fucking 48 Hours when Eddie Murphy's trying to get Nick Nolte's badge or got off him to go into the bar and he's like, all you need is bullshit and attitude. That's all you need to be a boxing coach. Bullshit and attitude. You'll get there.
Jesus, man.
I mean,
Idiots could do
what
that,
kind
man.
of what kind of adversary like moves like that? I don't like. You know,
Roger Hughes, I think.
John Cleese.
John Cleese.
Sounds like
It's the Ministry of Funny Walks, isn't it, man?
it's like every time he takes a step, he should just go dun 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 dun. Like someone's creeping up behind him. Dun, 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 dun.
It fucking looks like some soldiers just fucking marching down the street with a fucking big, massive fucking stride, eh? What a knob.
Michael Thompson Yard will be confused when his opponents don't do that now.
Hey, I have never, my fucking chucks, if I've ever seen anything like that happen in a gym before. Either in person or fucking on camera. Ever. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Oh, there you are, Tunde. Good stuff from him. Right. So let us, for Ozzy's benefit, Dave Allen, in honour of Dave Allen turning up next week on Fight Zone, Ozzy. The only fight that we've been talking about all week is this one. Let's play it again for your pleasure.
Come here, get your son around here. You fucking shut your mouth up, man. Yeah, so have you. Get your son around here, let's get after this. Get your coat off, get around here. Forget the fucking this, get around here. Chill out. Come on, chill out. Let's do the ring. I'll get out here. Come around here. Your coat off. I'll give you the ring. I'm not arguing, I'm not fucking crackers, man. Let's do it in a ring. Yeah, like you shut your mouth off. Are you now? Come on, we've driven an hour. Fucking weirdo, mate.
See him gone.
Outstanding
Oh,
footage.
that's bad.
Absolutely. Do you know what, though? Fair fucking play. Because that Michael, he's a weirdo. He's a little loser. I mean, he's coming out with videos now saying he wants the Vladimir Putin interview. I mean, what? What planet are you on? And then he's coming out issuing threats to Porky, you know, like, to Porky, you know, like, usually, you know, he's harmless, really, you know, amusing. And a lot of people do, you know, in boxing, listen to his videos, but he's coming out saying, Porky, I am going to do some serious damage to you in front of your wife and kids. I'm calling you out. Let's do it in a car park. If you want a street fight, we'll have a street fight. So Porky put it on him in Nottingham, and that Michael didn't want to outdo it. He's now come out saying, Porky, I'll have a street fight with you, but I want to make sure it's on camera and you hit me first. Or we'll just settle it in the ring instead. Hang on. If you're willing to, you know, go to those lengths and you're going to do somebody some serious damage in front of their family, you shouldn't be the one wanting to throw the first shot. If you're coming out with statements like that, do it. And the lad bottled it. He absolutely bottled it, and he didn't fancy it. And the lad's a wanker. He deserves everything he fucking gets. The comments he made about Dean Powell after he committed suicide were disgusting.
Here.
He made a video which he's now removed. But there's a thread, I think, on, I forget what forum it's on now, but it's still live.
Check Hook Boxing it was, mate.
Yeah, and you can still read it about what he was saying, and he was mocking the death of Dean Powell, the way he got killed, or the way he killed himself, that sort of stuff. So this lad, he's a fucking freak. Anybody who mocks the death of somebody like, and Dean Powell was well liked in boxing as well, and it was no shock that after, you know, when he came out with those statements, a lot of people turned on him, and people have forgotten about it. But since, you know, he's come out with these stupid comments again, people have been reminded about what he said. So that being brought up again, you know, he deserves everything he gets. Coming out with ludicrous statements like that. Now he's saying he wants to interview Vladimir Putin. The guy's a parody. He's an absolute joke. And, you know, saying you're going to, you know, do some serious damage in front of wife and kids. I'll let Porky reveal what really went on, but let's just say that Michael was getting about Porky's house in questionable attire after he was put up because he wanted to sleep in Dominic Ingall's gym that night in Sheffield, sleeping in gyms, or he was then going to have to sleep at a bus station. But yeah, I've no time for that. More so on the Dean Powell stuff. It's just disgusting. But then this saying you're going to do serious threats. If you're going to have a fight, do it. Don't bottle it, though, when the person who you said you're going to do some serious damage and, you know, you want a street fight with, he puts it on you and you know it, not interested whatsoever. But I think the most amusing thing was the start of that video was, what did the doorman say, Andy? something like, he's not right, this guy.
He's not right in the head. He's not.
Yeah,
Who was
exactly.
he talking about?
It was. Who do you think?
That's what I was thinking.
Cougs.
No.
Cougs, the peacemaker. Holy shit, man! He's the
What
UN.
did Poggy and Cougs text each other to coordinate outfits that day, or what was going on there? The two of them had the same fucking clothes on.
I love
Big
Porky's
Cougs.
channel in their Italian mafia style. It was fucking good stuff.
No, we like Russ on the panel. Like, he's controversial, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
But this guy,
He's a big fan. Rob, he's a big fan of cheesecakes as well.
I mean, he loves a frozen chocolate orange.
He's a top man. No, he's a top man.
But
He's a top man.
Porky's listening now. He's just sent me a picture of the screen what he's listening to with the famous chocolate orange as well, which he's pinched. So yeah, have a cheesecake on the asylum, Russ.
This guy, like, I know what he's saying and all that, right? And you hear it, and it's difficult to fucking hold back your emotions. Someone's talking about your fucking family and all. Like, you can't. That's why I kind of don't engage boxing Twitter at all, like, because it's full of characters like this Michael guy. But sometimes you just gotta leave it alone, like, don't you? Like, just fucking, who wins there, like, in that situation? Like, if Russ goes up and he smashes him up, everyone's gonna say, you're after picking on someone who's not right in the head. Like, and if there's no winners there. Like, I don't think there's any winners in that situation.
Wait, you said Porky's listening to this right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he ever go back and get those cookies for his kids or what?
Fair play to Porky. He went and fronted him down. Yeah, Apollo, or whatever he's calling himself, is a bit of a weirdo. Actually.
It was funny because regardless, if you look at the responses, it was quite 50-50. Porky Shatta, they're trying to take the jacket off, and and obviously other people like myself and Ozzy, we remember the fucking comments because I remember seeing some videos of the Tyson Fury spar, and all of a sudden he went 0 dark 30 for a long time. It's been the best part of a decade, it must be. And he's just suddenly come out the blue, brand new Twitter account, brand new YouTube account. And I started doing some fucking digging when I seen his face back on the scene. I said, yeah, I remember you cunt. The comments won't be forgotten by a load of people, especially guys like fucking Frank Warren, for example. So yeah.
All I know of him, Andy, is that he used to turn up at Tyson Fury press conferences in Belfast, and he dressed like Willy Wonka with like these star glasses on and stuff. And
Willy Wonka.
Apollo, he called himself, I think, wasn't it? Apollo.
He's banned from speaking to anybody from the Fury team now because of what he got up to. Tried to get up to at Peter Fury's gym as well. The lad's an oddball.
What did they
do? I'll let Porky say
there's big Charlie Z vibes coming off this guy, isn't there? Like,
yeah, didn't he spar Manny Pacquiao? I think he might have done, or something like that.
He's wanted to spar Vladimir Putin next,
But like, there's footage of him going around saying he's going to play for Man United and Arsenal and all. And Arsenal. Serious. And he's going to win. He's going to win Wimbledon as well. Like, so.
And he wants to be the Prime Minister of the UK as well.
Yeah, I think there's evidence to suggest this fella's might need a fucking bit of help down the line.
Yeah,
but he's fucking older than me. I think he's older than me. He's 32.
I know.
He's fucking 32.
I seen someone say that he's got braids, but after he got them done, he must have went and brushed it back out because they're an absolute mess.
Well, he's in Bellew the week territory. That's all we know. That's all the ones that I've got, though. Andy, do you ever need to add in that haven't already been thrown in there?
No, mate. The ones I added in is all the ones I had this week, mate.
No problem. Ozzy, any from you, please?
I'm not sure if it was mentioned right at the start, but I've got one for Ben Davison.
No.
In a interview, I think it was either Boxing Social or IFL, he came out and he started off saying, the fight went exactly how we planned. We couldn't have planned it any better. So I'm thinking, hang on. So you planned for Lee Wood to get dropped heavily in the first round and potentially get knocked out. I mean, what a game plan that was, by the way. I mean, the lad's just trying to be too smart for his own good. But yeah, aside from saying, the first round we didn't plan for him to get dropped. But yeah, he apparently predicted the way the fight would go. That includes a heavy knockdown for his fighter. So yeah, Ben Davison for being Ben Davison.
Sounds good to me. Rob, any nominations from you, please?
No, I had him all lined up for Boxer Size Men, but then he got the win, so it kind of doesn't have fucking the same effect, does it? Like, He's after
So,
doing it again. Master fucking fooling us all with his dastardly masterminded fucking strategies. No, I think that I saw people saying like he gets a lot of stick. He does, but he brings it on himself. Like he invites it on.
Mhm.
I think every time I see him
Yeah.
talking, like he doubles. I don't know if it's really a persona or that's really him, but he doubles down on the whole fucking, unrivaled work territory and all, doesn't he? And the way he talks about himself. So some of the shit he was coming out with I think Wood honestly just fucking ditched his advice about after 6 rounds. Was like, fuck him, man. I just go and try and get close to him, like trade it out, fucking see what happens. Because he wasn't doing anything that Davison was telling him. But how would you do what Davison tell you? You know what I mean? I don't know. I said before, I think he's on a good run or whatever. What did he say? Him and his team haven't got beaten since 2016. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly. It's comments like that, isn't it? It just you ask him for trouble, and I mean, you know what? He's got, dare I say, lucky, but I mean, he's had that Josh Taylor win where he should have had an L, and realistically, I mean, Conlon, was half around the way from what's it called, from getting the win as well. So yeah, Boxercise Ben keeps on going.
See, the thing that gets me the most about him, right? It's just the way he talks about himself for a fella with his achievements. And like, it's been said a million times on the pod. I was lucky enough to spend loads of time with Manny Stewart, like, and have like mad in-depth boxing conversations with him. But he never fucking spoke about himself like that. Like, as if it was the credit was all with him. He was giving the credit all to the fighters. Like, so this guy, I don't know, man. It's just all about him. It's the Ben Davis show, isn't it? And it rolls on.
Wait, did he really said I've been undefeated since 2016?
Yeah.
Yep.
That kind of reminds me of so in the United States there's a university in near Boston called Brandeis.
But didn't Billy Joe Saunders lose?
What?
Billy Joe
He
Saunders
wasn't in
lost,
the court.
didn't
He technically wasn't the lead trainer for Billy
He's getting
Joe
off on a
Saunders.
fucking technicality there, isn't he? Like,
Mark Tibbs was. Yeah, he was in the corner, came in fight week, and yeah, was heavily involved. But yeah, he wasn't the lead trainer apparently, so that doesn't count.
all right, okay.
Well,
Gets off on it.
there's a university in Boston called Brandeis University, and then sometimes like people joke, they say, our football team's been undefeated since 1968. When in reality, like, actually, 1968 is when they eliminated the football program. So they have indeed been undefeated since 1968. But I mean, yeah,
You're right, Danny. It's like Rangers saying they have 55 titles. It's all fucking
Woo! But I mean, look, going around, like, I think, like you said, Rob, going around making statements like that, reeks of hubris. And like you said, you wouldn't catch Manny Stewart or even like Lou Duva or Eddie Futch going around talking that kind of
not
crap.
even that. Like, not even that.
But,
I don't think he's achieved as much as say a Robert Garcia has achieved, and you don't catch those kind of guys talking about themselves like that either. Like, it's
well, the thing is that
different.
I mean, yeah, he's got Fury, but it's like, yeah, like a guy like Robert Garcia, took a Marcos Maidana and turned him into a different and better fighter than he was. And like lots of different guys have come to him, and like he can make the most of the gifts that they have without really changing them as fighters and turn them into something else in a way that even like, like Virgil Hunter, Ward's trainer. I mean, he only really ever had success with Ward. Ben Davidson, his stock is riding really high right now. Like, I don't deny that, but like, if you're going around saying those type of things, you're riding for a fall, in my opinion.
Okay, any nominations from you, Donny, to throw in?
Nope, I already got my pick all set.
Good man. Right, let's have a quick flick through them at 10:30, and
I've got one more, Steve. Actually,
oh, yep. Go on ahead there. Yep.
I've got to nominate myself, and a joint one with Kevin Agyarko for putting me to sleep, but not through a punch, and then made me miss the main event last night live. So yeah, I did a chuckle and fell asleep.
He fell asleep. He throws himself in. Good stuff there, Aussie. So Diamante, Lazarus has been nominated. Got thrown in. AB wouldn't be the same without AB getting nominated. The DAZN photoshoppers as well. Eduardo, lols for his comments about Fury. Plenty of lols for this fellow as well for getting Fury tattooed across his eyebrows. Isaac Lowe was nominated as well. We had a bit of Kieran Jenkins. We had a bit of Billy Joe Saunders there. Bit of Sandy Ryan.
Who was the person when we had the tattoo guy? Somebody said well, there's going to be somebody else, in the same vein that's going to come later, and they're going to be even worse. So who are we talking about?
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, Donny. That's a good question for Bellew of the Week.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh.
I don't know.
Somebody said that. Okay, all right, never mind.
Porky's Altercation has got thrown in as well. Tunde as well, doing the Ministry of Walks, the Elbow, and Ricky Graville, thanks to his super chat. Right, who are you going for, Andy, this week? Bellew of the Week, 465.
I was wanting to go for AB actually because it's just but I feel like I'm picking on the guy, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go for a little maggot fucking Apollo James Jackson, aka Michael, aka Eritrean fucking Emperor, whatever his fucking name is, back on the scene. And as I say, once the comments come to light again about the Dean Powell situation, I don't think he's going to run about much longer, to be honest with you. So fuck him.
Nomination for the Eritrean Emperor. Ozzy, who are you going for this week?
I mean, usually a man who fakes paralysis and a motorbike crash would absolutely storm the Bellew of the Week. However, I'm with Andy. It's got to be Apollo James Jackson, aka Michael himself, the little maggot, for doing what he does and those Dean Powell comments. And then, suffered an L to Big P. Big P took that win, took that W, and Michael can go off, dreaming of his Vladimir Putin interviews and potentially playing for Arsenal and Man United at the same time.
Big Russ winning around without throwing a punch like Prime Willie Pep.
Willie Pep.
Can you imagine if Sir Alex and fucking Wenger were still managers these days, and that wee dick walked up to Sir Alex, hey, I want to play for you and Arsenal. Fuck you, son. Get the fucking street away, you. Fuck you, cunt. Fucking hell.
Right, so that's 2 for Michael. I'm tempted to go with Eduardo for his comments, but it's a bit like the AB situation. I'm going to go for Diamante. I think he's had an interesting week. So, Rob, who are you going for?
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from Emperor Michael or whatever, because you know why? Because when he wins it, I don't want him atting me back, telling me what he's going to do, because I just sat him over that stage of fucking bullshit. So I don't even want to entertain that. So who else have we got there? We had Diamante.
Yeah, Diamante coming back like fucking RoboCop.
Isn't there footage? Is there footage of Diamante saying that he taught some of the fellas from Metallica how to play the drums as well? Is there a case for that Diamante is a fucking pathological liar?
Just put that picture up against Steve.
Dave from In-Betweeners just making shit up.
That one.
Look at his Sub-Zero. Look at.
Looks like an extra out of fucking Mad Max.
That's Vernon Brown.
Look at the guy behind him. He looks a bit more
boyfriend.
fucking. Look at the guy behind him is a bit suspect looking there. What's he at?
Oh, he's at it, he is. Another good thing during this fight as well, actually, boys, if nobody caught it, one of the guys accidentally ripped the bag of ice open and it went flying everywhere. And the guy in the corner was like, oh, man. The referee was like, you're going to have to clean that up.
No,
so
really?
L for him. Who'd you end up going for, Rob, in the end, sorry?
Who the fuck knows? Diamante.
No, Donny, in fact. It rests on your shoulders. No pressure.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to preface my remarks by saying that if Ricky Graville is pronounced Ricky Graville, I don't know why I can't pronounce it Jimmy Seville. But that
for this reason, Donny, for this reason,
nominees this week. So, yes, obviously Eddie Hearn saying that Tyson Fury would be bigger if he was with me.
I'd say he'd still be 6'7".
I mean, that's a strong. In any other week, that's a winner. But you've also got to contend with David Diamante's, miraculous paralysis recovery. Well, what is his tagline? What is his thing when what does he say when
the lie starts now?
The what? The what?
The line
hear me?
starts now. To the four
Him and the
corners
guy
of
to be
the
over in
world.
Vegas.
I was lying to all you bitches.
him and the guy that are going to be over in Vegas chatting up all the birds. No, I'm actually one of the X-Men. Yeah. Came off a motorbike.
Yeah.
Mutant powers, baby.
I did what Neil
Tell us about
Krallis
the
couldn't do.
tattoos.
I did what Neil Krallis couldn't do, and I survived. I walked again like Paul Williams.
Okay.
Right, come on, Donnie. Who are you going for?
All right. We got the
Fucking hell.
tattoo guy. Shit. Man. Yeah, I got to go Diamante here. I think that's the clear winner.
David Diamante, congratulations. You are the Bellew of the Week winner for episode 465